morning, and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 223 as we are having the weekend updates. We have Russell Wilson, Myles Garrett, and A.J. Brown, amongst other players in the NFL that are moving to a different team. And then we have the NBA Finals and the NHL Stanley Cup Finals starting tonight. So we got a lot to talk about, so let's get it started.
Yeah, I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
All right. Thank you for joining Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 223. I got Mr. Tim Cook. I got Lisa Cook. And Roscoe's probably chewing on some bones somewhere. We have the weekend updates in the NFL. Starting off with Russell Wilson will be retiring and joining the CBS Sports Analyst. He'll be joining James Brown, Nate Burleson, and Bill Cowher on NFL Today. I think this is the right move for him as the NFL football was kind of getting done with him. But Mr. Tim Cook, what do you think?
I think this is perfect for him in what he's going to be doing in the pregame and postgame, I would assume. I think he's got a great voice. I think his knowledge is going to be very good. I think this is right up his alley. I think this is a great pickup for CBS because, you know, they would be looking for somebody since Matty Ryan is now in Atlanta as the CEO of their football operations. So I think this is a great move. I think this is a win-win for the CBS.
Yeah, what do you think, Lisa?
No, I agree. I think his football career is over, so I'm glad he didn't, try to stick it out one more year or be a backup for any reason. I think he had his last minute of glory there. So I'm glad he's with CBS and doing some announcing.
Yeah, I do still think that group needs someone a little bit more entertaining. Yeah. I mean, Nate Burleson's wanting to be a host down the line. James Brown is the host. Bill Cowher is very dry. So when you look at that, even when Matt Ryan was on there, it was very dry of a conversation. A lot of football knowledge, but like nothing that's pulling me to it to be like, oh, that's exciting. Not the Pat McAfee's, not the Dave Portnoy's on Fox, all these other people. Russell, don't try that. You are very awkward as a person already. So what was it? Broncos Nation. Let's ride. Yeah, we don't need none of that shit, okay? Just be yourself. I do think they still need someone a little bit more exciting for that group, but if he comes in to do what he's supposed to do, I think that group will be fine the way it is.
But do you think every TV station needs that? Like, is that what the audience is looking for? Or, it depends on the demographic, I would feel like. Maybe some people want more, like, statistic-wise like that.
Yeah, I say you want that because that's entertaining. Otherwise, this is very dry, and I can go find that somewhere else. I mean, look at today's world, podcast and like the YouTube and everything like that is all entertainment. Nobody goes and watches, and like even the fantasy football, they've now made it entertaining because it's all numbers and stats, and so it can be very boring for 3 hours if that's all they're talking about. But now they have these little game segments and things like that kind of keep it entertaining. They bring the curly-headed, longer hair guy in, and he's kind of funny. But this is where I think they're missing that for this group.
And I agree. I think that you definitely need some personality because people don't watch pregame and postgame on Sundays. I'm sorry, they don't. They wait till noon and then they start watching whoever team they are on, who the team is their favorite. They're not watching the pregame and postgame anymore. They're not because they're not bringing anything. They need to bring some personality. And I agree that like you said, Lisa, what demographic are they looking for? The younger people that are going to watch it longer or the older people that have been watching it for 30 to 40 years? I think you needed somebody, a mixture. I don't know if he's the one, but it is what it is. I just don't think people watch anymore, and I don't think they're going to spend a whole lot of money on this.
Yeah, I will say the older crew, I feel it goes to the other side where you got Terry Bradshaw
Right.
and you got, well, you used to have
Gronk,
Jimmy Johnson and like,
Gronk, Howie
and
Long. Right.
but that's the crowd that has a little bit more of that entertaining side as well. Terry Bradshaw has no goddamn clue where he's at 90% of the time. I mean, this guy is saying some shit that you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
The Michael Strahan's on the other one. I think that
Yep.
other group is more entertaining if I'm going to turn on.
Right.
But
I agree.
I just named what we watched before NFL Sunday, which is fantasy football.
Yep.
Because there's so much money and involvement in that already.
Yep.
All right, the Cleveland Browns have made huge news, trading away Myles Garrett to the Rams for Jared Verse and the 2027 first-round pick. The Rams immediately go to favorites for the Super Bowl in the betting world. And I want to propose this question. I heard it from someone else. I don't know who to credit. Is this why the Rams picked Ty Simpson, knowing that they wouldn't have a first-round pick next year, and Matt Stafford is possibly only going to play one more year? I'll start with you, Mr. Tim Cook. What do you think about this trade, and is Ty Simpson the future for the Rams?
I don't know if he's the future for the Rams. I think 2 years down the road we'll know because I think Stafford's gone. I think he plays 2 more years. I don't think this is a one and done kind of deal, especially if they don't win. But I think Les Snead, you know what Les Snead says to first round picks? Up yours, boys, because I don't need them. Because I'll go after it. This isn't the first time Les Snead has done this, their GM. He did it like 4 or 5 years ago with first round picks. And then they were not doing so well. So now they said, well, we need some draft capital. And they did it again. And they did it again. It's just like he doesn't care. He wants to win now. He is, Les Snead, the GM, is all about flash. So is McVay. Don't get me wrong. He is too. But they're about flash. They're about winning this year. I think this is a win-win situation again for the Rams. They're in it to win it. There is no doubt about it. And they were one play away. You got to remember, one play away from the Super Bowl. And I think this puts them over the top. Yeah, they're the betting favorite. But that NFC West, still going to be tough. Well, Seattle's still there. The 49ers still there. Arizona, But they're going to be tough. For the Cleveland side, I think the biggest deal, now you've got the draft picks, Andrew Berry, the GM. What are you going to do with them? You got a hell of a, I don't know where, was Verse on the line or was he a linebacker? I don't know.
He's a D lineman.
D lineman? Okay. That's still a pretty good, he's still pretty good. And he's going to have a chip on his shoulder like, I'll make them pay because I'll show them. And now you got 2 first-round picks in next year's draft. The only other team that has more than that is the Jets. They have 3. So, Andrew Berry, you're also the one that picked up Deshaun Watson. I'm not real convinced that he is the guy that's going to get him over the hump. But they've got all the capital now because I was told what I heard was they could use this capital to go after a quarterback next year.
Yeah, well, that's the plan, right? That was the plan by getting this first-round pick was having 2 first-round picks because, let's be honest, now the Rams are the favorite. So even if you get this first-round pick, it could be 32nd. Well, you're not getting the best quarterback from that, but you now have 2 first-round picks to move yourself up there. I will say this. I think the Rams, or I know the Rams did this last time, was the Matthew Stafford trade.
Exactly.
Where they went and traded all their draft capital with Jared Goff to the Lions, and which the Lions benefited heavily from that, did not win a Super Bowl, but the Rams ended up winning the Super Bowl with doing that. I agree with this. I also think it's hilarious because Myles Garrett is talked about, I want money. Well, he got the money. Well, I want to win Super Bowl. Well, then he got more money. So now he gets traded to the Rams, so he got his money and got traded to a Super Bowl caliber team. Good for him. I still would love to be his chauffeur. He never answered my DM. LA's a little bit harder to drive in compared to Cleveland. Kind of not the greatest. But I did read a thing that Browns GM stated there was no trade unless Verse was included. Now, remember, Verse is the 2024 Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
So he's nothing to sneeze at. Okay,
No.
So he is definitely a great player as well. I don't know if when you put it on the longevity, whether he'll be up to Myles Garrett's status. But this is about winning now. Lisa, what did you think when you heard about this trade?
Yeah, I think it's a huge benefit for Myles Garrett. I think it's something he deserves because I don't think he was getting the attention and spotlight he was needing in Cleveland. So I definitely think this is a better place for him. He's definitely going to get that Showtime atmosphere. Did I just hear that they might go recruit another quarterback, the Browns, after last year recruiting 5 quarterbacks? Is this a joke? Like, I cannot. Quarterbacks go to die in Cleveland. This is not the right move.
New York too, and New York too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, and just to put a cherry on top of that, the GM today for the Cleveland Browns made a comment saying that Brandon Sorsby, if drafting him next year, is going down a slippery slope. Hold on. Deshaun Watson? Did we have to say more? So.
Oh my god.
Anthony, I also heard rumor has it that a retired DN might come out of retirement since he's been working out quite profusely.
Yeah, I saw that too. Aaron Donald made a
There's
comment
no way.
on the pat. Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't know, man. Like, there's people that stay in shape that are worthy enough to come back. Aaron Donald could be one of those players.
Yeah.
I think Pat McAfee was just kind of boasting it up a little bit for his show. Aaron Donald comes back. Now, remember, he's a D tackle. So he's not with Myles Garrett. He's on the line with him, but he's not playing like his spot.
Well, you'd be on the
that would make
outside,
the Rams a very force.
Yeah.
No, he would be on the inside.
Would be on the inside. But yeah, that would be. But I know that they did an interview with him, I don't know, not too long ago. And the Rams, the first 2 years, did ask, hey, what do you think? What do you think? And by the third year, they stopped asking him because they knew. And he says he has a good rapport with Sean McVay. There's no way that he's just like, I'm done. I wanted to play 8 years. I won a Super Bowl in the 8th year. Time to go on. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it would be amazing to see him come back, but I just don't see it coming. So, all right, and other news as well. A.J. Brown has finally been moved to the Patriots, and the Eagles will receive the 2028 first-round pick of the Patriots and the 2027 fifth-round pick as well. This is obviously something we've been hearing about. Didn't know whether it was going to actually happen. Diana Rossini, I think, is the one that first reported about this, which we all know that whole story. But A.J. Brown said he feels like he's closer to heaven being a Patriot. I will tell you, this man knows how to dog another organization. Good luck, Patriots. A.J. Brown is a great addition for them as long as he can keep his head out of his butt. Mr. Tim Cook, what do you think about this one?
I'm going to tell you right now, my friend, if you have the drops like you did last year for Jalen Hurts, the Boo Birds will be out, my friend. So you better back up whatever you say. And you better play very well. Because if you don't, them first-round picks and what they give up is not going to work in New England. I'm telling you that right now. I think it's a great pickup. And they needed a number one. That was what Drake May's been wanting, is a number one receiver. Now you got him, Butte, Dobbs, maybe Matt Collins, I think. I mean, you got some other people. I mean, I think they went out and they shored up the defense last year. This year they shored up the offense. I think they're ready for Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia goes upwards. I think there was so much bad blood between Hurts and A.J. Brown that I think now Hurts is going, bye-bye. See you later. Because I think the tension, you probably could, in the locker room, could probably cut it with a knife. Because I don't think those two got along towards the end. And I think that's great for him. I can see Hurts having a monster year with, what's the other guy? Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
I still think he'll have, I think the tensions were it was so bad. And also, I didn't know this, but A.J. Brown is the godfather of Hurts' boy.
Yeah.
So,
well, they said the relationship was...
But I think at the end, I think it was just too much. And I think Hurts is going to have a breakout year, really.
Yeah, I think it was more the media. Because they said that their relationship was still good at the end. I think for the Eagles, it's time to start pounding the rock again. That's what got you to the Super Bowl. That's what won you the Super Bowl. Saquon is your man. Put it back in his hands. Don't feel like you have to pass the ball as much. Also stating that, too. They have other younger wide receivers that can step up as well in this. So I don't think the Eagles take a step forward. I just don't think they take a step back by losing such a superstar. Lisa, what do you think?
Well, so this means that the Patriots did they keep Gibbs or no? He's
Diggs,
gone.
no, he's gone.
No.
So he's kind of the replacement for Gibbs then?
Yes,
Diggs.
Diggs. Sorry.
Devon Diggs,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, that's probably a good replacement. I mean, yeah, you definitely need a number one for sure. I definitely think AJ Brown has that talent, so hopefully it's a good fit for Drake and him.
Yeah, I think when you think of this team already, all the publicity they've received this year with the coach and things like that, now you're adding a player that loves to speak in the media and cause chaos. I actually think the Patriots take a hell of a step back this year.
Mm.
And I just think because Drake May kind of played out of his ass in the playoffs, I don't think they were that team. They won a lot of close games. I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots are a team that would go, I'm not really that scared if it comes around playoff time.
Well, Anthony, here's another deal. Go ahead.
Go on. I was going to say, I think the AFC has got too many good teams.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you looked at the betting odds right now. I think of the 7 of them, I think 5 of them. I mean, there's a lot that's come from the AFC to win the Super Bowl. But they're also too. The Patriots are gonna. Last year they played 3 winning record teams. I think last year. This year I think they're playing either 11 or 14 of their games are against winning record teams. That's gonna be tough. I mean, their schedule has gotten real tough.
Well, and that's the thing that people don't realize is when you win your division, then you get the toughest teams of the next division. Yep. And then that's how you see teams go from being the best to not the best, things like that. So Patriots will have a lot to deal with there. Other news as well in the NFL, Odell Beckham Jr. is signing with the Giants and coming home. Also, he was one of 3 veteran wide receivers that were signed, Juju Smith and Braxton Berries. I will say, OBJ in a Giants uniform brings you back with memories. The one-handed catch to how unstoppable he was as a wide receiver. He made Eli Manning look so good a lot of times. I will say he's older now, so don't expect he's coming off of a knee injury. He's kind of had some situations like that. So I think this is just a coming home party. I don't think this is like, watch out for the Giants now. I think the person they picked up that's actually a good situation for them is that Braxton Berries or whatever. Berrios. He is a good slot wide receiver, and I think with the running attack that they're going to have to perform this year, I also will say I think they went out and got these wide receivers because they're a little bit more nervous about Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know if Malik Neighbors is going to be ready once the season starts. But what did you think when you heard about this, Mr. Tim Cook?
Yeah, I think, and also Gunnar Oslowski, I can't say his last name. Yeah. He's done for the year because he had a torn ACL, so they had to go out and get somebody. I think if you could get 700 or 800 yards out of Odell, that's a great year. That'd be a great year out of him.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, he's coming off a knee injury. I think they're just trying to load up as many wide receivers as they can. See, they throw them all in the bag and see which one it comes out. Because I think you're right. I think they're scared of Neighbors. I don't think he's going to be back for week 1. I really don't. So they're going to need Dart's going to have somebody to throw to. I mean, unless they're going to run the ball with Scadaboo. And I don't even know if he'll be ready for, week 1 too. So, I mean, I think they're a team that's probably going to win 6-7 games this year, maybe, after only winning 3.
Yeah, I think they take a step forward, just not the step that everyone thinks the Giants are going to.
Right.
Lisa, what did you think when you heard about OBJ coming back to the Giants?
I'm actually pretty excited about this. That's a name that I knew, should come back. Felt like he pressed pause or, because of injury or money or whatever the situation was. He needed to come back. He's a really good player. So I'm actually excited about this. And then actually hearing Juju Smith, I remember that name too. So I'm excited to see what the Giants cook up with these veterans. And I mean, it might be better than rookies per se, because they already have the experience and that, rookie year over with to come back to.
Yeah, I will say, it looks good on Madden, but these guys are traveling men. Right. And there's a reason they're traveling men is because they can't make it on the team as well. So on Madden, it looks awesome. I just don't know if this team – I wouldn't be surprised if 2 out of those 3 don't even make the team by the time it comes to season time. Right. Or by week 3, they're gone. So All right, Vikings have hired former Seahawks assistant Nolan Teasley as GM. He worked under John Schneider. So hopefully this is good for the Vikings because the Seahawks just won the Super Bowl. So hopefully they can pick up what the Vikings obviously didn't do when it came to Sam Darnold and things. This still sucks because I don't agree with getting rid of the past GM. Like, do I think that the quarterback decision wasn't the greatest? But at the same time, like, we had to do what we were going to do. We had to see if a rookie quarterback could come in. Hopefully this all works out. I think right now the Vikings are a little bit of a dumpster fire. I think there's a lot going on. So hopefully they can still have a winning season. Remember, they had a winning season last year. Like, people are acting like they won 2 games last year. They had a winning season. But what'd you guys think when you heard about this one?
I hope he can calm down or at least get a hold of the 2 quarterbacks, because reports I've heard is that those 2 are not good. So that's not a good start. I hope Kevin O'Connell can figure this out because it's not good.
Well, and it just when they go to Kyle Murray first, and he's like, I'm helping him where I can. I'm the veteran, blah, blah, blah. And then they go to JJ, and he's like, yeah, we sit on the edge of the different sides of the room. He's like, this is like in high school.
Yeah.
It's like, what the is going on? JJ McCarthy is such a loser. But if you have not watched this podcast, I'm a Vikings fan. That's why I can say all this. Lisa, do you got anything about this, GM?
Yeah, just good luck, Vikings, man. I mean, I hope for a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, the last thing about the NFL, and it's about the flag behind Mr. Tim Cook. The Broncos have finalized a $45.8 million purchase of a former rail yard as part of plans for a new stadium. The Broncos said this is the first step of many to keep on track for 2031 new stadium. The stadium project envisioned to be a 150-acre development, complete not only with a retractable roof stadium, but also a mixed-use entertainment district. Now, before I go over to Mr. Tim Cook, I have to say this. If they put a damn roof on the stadium in Mile High, they have ruined everything that has to do with Denver Broncos. That is like putting a roof on Lambeau Field. Why? It is a part of what makes you guys have home field advantage. I will say, though, the mixed-use entertainment district, that is exactly what everyone else was doing. And I feel personally the first team that I saw doing something like that was Ballpark Village for the St. Louis Cardinals, where they had their own thing next to the stadium, and they made so much money off of that. And now you're seeing any new stadium comes with a whole little entertainment side next to it. 2031's a while from now, but what do you think of when you heard about this, Mr. Tim Cook?
I like it, I hope. But here's the deal, boys and girls. Listen up. Get close to your deal. Don't do what the Bears did, okay? Don't jack around. All right? Build it. Don't mess around with Colorado State Assembly and blah, 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 yada, yada. I'm getting tired of hearing it, and I'm not even a Bears fan, and I'm getting tired of hearing it. Yeah. But anyway, don't do that. It doesn't seem like 150 acres. That doesn't seem like a whole – it's not going to be real big. Because I think Arlington was like 250 for the Bears. So it doesn't sound like it's going to be enough for the stadium and maybe a little bit around the stadium, and that's it. Like I say, they need something different. They've been playing. I mean, they've renovated that stadium multiple times. Maybe it's time for a new one. I hope that they could still maybe where they can build it, you could see the mountains. That would be so awesome. If you could see, if you're viewing a game and you could look and see the mountains, that would be so awesome. But yeah, I think it's about time. Like I said, they've been playing there. I'd say, and that's stadium there for at least 20, 25 years, at least. So it's time. It's time. It's ran its course.
Yeah, well, aren't they in the mountains? Like, technically,
right.
To show the mountains is kind of hard because that's just literally the parking lot pretty much for that. And I will say, too, about this, like, they did put in their thing that they are in line with the state, the county, and the bowl, because that's literally what's all involved now. We're watching it firsthand with the Chicago Bears, with how they have to get, and they bought this from the state of Colorado, this rail yard. This is not like someone privately owned. So it sounds like they have good relations, but like, I mean, I keep up with this guy that's keeping us tracked of the Bears thing, and it's just a mess. It's a mess with the Illinois law and stuff like that. So, but Lisa, any comment about the Denver Broncos?
That's so funny that we're all kind of on the same track, because I was just going to say, like, it sounds like they're on a better, footprint than the Bears are.
Yeah. Already, at least, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, let's move over to the NBA, Mr. Tim Cook. Give me an update, as I know we're making it to the NBA Finals.
Okay, on Thursday night, the Spurs needed to win, and Wemby took control of the game early as he finished with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and a 118-91 win. Spurs completely shut down that OKC offense in the third quarter, going on a 20-0 run to extend the lead to 26. I think the key was the bench. Dylan Harper, and it's been like this the whole series. Who's ever bench outscores it's usually usually wins. Dylan Harper had 18 points off the bench for the win on Saturday night. I think the decisive seventh game, Wemby came out. He didn't have he was summoned, but it was really more of the role players. Stephon Castle, Champagnie. He had 20 points, including 6 threes. But the key, I think, was Spurs capitalized on the OKC's turnovers in the first half. They just shut them down. Now, SGA still had a great game, 35 points, 9 assists, but without Jay Will, I think Jay Will only played 4, or he missed 4 of the 7 games. This team was totally different. And another thing, too, is Chet Holmgren. No show. 2 shots. That's all you got. And now he's a free agent. I don't see him there next year. I really don't. I think they've got too much behind them. And I think Sam Presti, I know they did a post-game interview with SGA, and he's like, I'll trust my GM to the hill. He's the best GM we've got and best GM in the NBA. I will trust that. I will, So I think I also want to talk about. So now we have the Spurs and the Knicks. I have 3 keys to this. I think one of them is I want to see the Castle, because I think Castle's going to be with Brunson. Can he shut Brunson down? Can Castle shut Brunson down, disrupt the offense as he did with SGA a few times? I think how the Knicks defend Wemby. I think they're going to go with Cat and Mitchell Robinson, which he has a broken pinky. But now I'm hearing more of OG Anunoby is going to be on him. So that's going to be see how that is. And I think the third one is, where's Wemby going to be playing? If somebody else has got these other people, is Wemby going to be able to just float around the basket? That is going to be the thing. I mean, they also Spurs have got to limit their turnovers. If they let the Knicks get out and run, this series could be over. My prediction: I really want the Knicks to win. They haven't won in 50-some years. I really do, but I had before we playoffs started, I had the Spurs and the Celtics. Okay, I had one of the 2 right. That's not bad. Better than my cohort. But I think it's
Hurricanes.
Did you?
I
had Hurricanes in the finals?
Hurricanes and Stars. So,
okay.
So you roll.
But I think it's going to be the Spurs. I think it's the Spurs in 7. I don't know if the Knicks have got enough. Wemby is going to be the king. I don't know. But I think it'll be the Spurs.
Yeah, I will say I don't usually watch basketball, but there's nothing on right now. So
Right.
Saturday I did watch Game 7. I texted you saying this was a great game.
Right.
It was back and forth. You could feel the crowd in it. OKC is definitely a cool place to watch a game. But Chet Holmgren, I mean, just that game, like, get alone the not scoring, but getting dunked on. Like, he literally got dunked on by Wemby. I also felt like they let him play in this game. It was a little bit more physical. OKC loves to get the free throws. It ended up that SGA did have more free throws made than field goals made. And that's not the game we want. I'm glad the NBA Finals is the way it is. Will I watch it? I don't know. But yeah, and if I was picking a team to win, I want Spurs to win, because I do not want to hear the Knicks fans. Like, even Stephen A. Smith saying, what this would mean for New York City.
Yeah.
Shut up. Yeah. Nobody cares. Lisa, you got a winner in this one? All righty. All right. Moving over to NHL. Friday night, the Hurricanes were able to finish off the Canadiens with a score of 6-1, which we kind of called at the last podcast. The Stanley Cup Series starts tonight. Remember, recording on Tuesday night. The Golden Knights will take on the Hurricanes. Remember, the Golden Knights are coming off a sweep against the Avalanche, While the Hurricanes have only lost one game this postseason, and it was game 1 against the Canadiens, where they won 4 straight. The Golden Knights have a good offense, while the Hurricanes have a great defense. I think the Stanley Cup will be masterclass. Well, past couple of years, we've seen with the Florida Panthers, they've dominated offense and defense and just the aggressiveness and things like this. This is not how this series is going to go. This is going to be about where the puck falls some nights. I think the biggest person to talk about in this is going to be Anderson, the goalie for Carolina. If he stands on his head, Golden Knights can throw out every Hall of Famer. Wayne Gretzky could come out of retirement. But if Anderson could do what he's supposed to do, I like the Hurricanes to win. I think they win in 6. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a gentleman's sweep. After saying this, I thought the Avalanche would sweep the Golden Knights, okay? And they got swept.
Yeah.
So if you're betting on this, you might want to go to the Golden Knights because I have been the worst. But I did say the Hurricanes and Stars for the Stanley Cup. So I did have one out of the 2 teams, but last year I did pick the winner. What do you think, Mr. Tim Cook? Who do you think wins the Stanley Cup?
You know what? It's a battle of Hurricanes defense versus the Vegas offense. I mean, the offense has been playing lights out.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think Vegas struggles in this first game tonight, but I think overall, I think this, like any when they've been there before, the defense isn't going to be enough. I'm gonna go with Vegas. Vegas and 6.
Okay.
Vegas and 6.
Okay. Lisa, what do you got for this one? I know you've watched a little hockey.
I have watched some hockey, and I guess, like, honestly, I just want a good series. I could rock, paper, scissors back and forth to see who I would pick. But I mean, I just want to
pick a team.
Honestly, this is the series that I want to go to 7 games because this is what's worth it. The rest of that stuff is like, just get it done and over with. But like the Stanley Cup, this is worth 7.
Okay, but if I remember correctly,
who's the winner?
Well, I wanted the Buffalo Sabres, but I think I'm leaning more towards the Hurricanes, but I don't trust Anthony, so in that case, Vegas.
Okay, here we go. Easy. That easy.
If you're gonna bet on it, take Vegas.
Yeah, I will say it's so funny because I would watch all these games and she'd be like, "Can't we just wait till Game 7? We don't need to watch Game 1, Game 2, all these." I'm like,
really, you don't need to watch Game 1 and 2 because there's guaranteed a 3 and 4. Like, I just don't get that. Like,
yes, but it builds to make the Game 7 worthy. If you watch all of them up until that, I will agree with you, though. I would love for this to go Game 7. I could see it happening. I just feel like the Hurricanes have been so dominant. Yes, they've lost one game, but Golden Knights are coming off of a domination against the Avalanche.
Yeah.
So I hope 7 as well. I wouldn't get your hopes up too much. That's all I'm going to say. At the same time, who knows? We might be talking next week, and I'm like, let's go with 7. So, all right. Well, that is episode 223, where we talked about the weekend updates and pretty much the NFL, NBA, and NHL. If you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a great rest of your week, as we'll be back on Friday talking about the Game 1s and Game 2s of NHL and Game 1 of the NBA. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you on Friday.